Hello and welcome back to Mexico News Network News Report. I am your host Elisa Carballo and we are broadcasting directly from El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Charisma, a gorgeous adults only with a gourmet inclusive concept found nowhere else in the world. Now continuing with today's top headlines, McDonald's Corporation on Monday vowed to remake itself as a modern progressive burger company after aggressive competition from Chipotle Mexican Grill as well as Chick-fil-A and myriad better burger chains bit into U.S. restaurant sales last month. February sadly ended the run of former CEO Mr. Don Thompson. His short tenure included 2014 when falling profit, revenue as well as traffic resulted in one of McDonald's worst years in decades. Steve Easterbrook, a McDonald's insider who led two UK-based restaurant chains before returning to the company in the year 2013, took the helm at the Golden Arches on March 1st. The company that virtually invented fast food has struggled to find the right recipe to meet diners' growing appetite for healthier and fresher food. During his first big move as CEO, Mr. Easterbrook last week announced that McDonald's USA will switch to chicken raised with fewer antibiotics. The policy, which will affect McNuggets as well as other products sold in its roughly 14,000 U.S. stores, will put McDonald's more in step with Chipotle and Chick-fil-A. McDonald's shares were up by 0.8% at $97.90 US at midday. The stock is up about 10% ever since Easterbrook's promotion was announced in late January. Sales at U.S. restaurants open at least 13 months dropped a steeper than expected 4% in February. However, this managed to contribute to the 1.7% decline in global sales for the month. Analysts on average had expected a 0.7% fall for the United States and a 0.3% drop at a worldwide level. This according to research firm Consensus Metrics. February sales results from Europe were slightly better than expected. However, the unit that includes Asia continued to struggle with the after effects of a supply chain scandal last year. McDonald's has then been trimming complicated menus to speed up service by giving restaurant operators higher control over aspects including regional food choices, testing customized burgers and sandwiches. This is to compete with Chipotle, Subway, and other popular restaurants, and also tweaking advertising to emphasize lovin', a play on the company's ubiquitous "I am lovin' it" tagline. Still, one pension fund advisor on Monday renewed its call for McDonald's to shake up its board. Today's disappointing numbers underscore the widespread reforms McDonald's requires, and these changes must go beyond new management to include refreshing its stale and insular board. This according to Dieter Weisinger, Executive Director of the CTW Investment Group, which advises union pension funds that hold a small percentage of McDonald's shares. In other news, Target executives are betting on young Hispanic adults to help shore up the company's future. That is correct. The focus on this growing demographic comes as Target pursues broad turnaround after a massive credit card hack breached consumers' trust and botched expansion into Canada hurt the company's bottom line last year. Luring more Hispanic shoppers could be profitable for Target. The group accounted for more than 60% of U.S. population growth between 2000 and 2015, during which time its purchasing power grew 200%. This according to market research firm IRI Worldwide. That figure is expected to reach $1.5 trillion this year. The group is seen as particularly lucrative because 70% of Hispanics in the U.S. are under the age of 40 and therefore have a long life of spending ahead of them. As we stand here today and as we go forward into the future, our guest is going to increasingly be a Hispanic shopper. This according to Target CEO Brian Cornell, who stated such in a presentation of financial analysts earlier this week. And we want to make sure we are taking that Hispanic consumer and converting them into future Target guests so that they play a very important role. To that end, the company is redefining its definition of a core guest, aiming at a more diverse segment of the population and focusing particularly on young Latinos. This was Target's original core guest according to a presentation earlier this week. The retailer recently launched a clothing and accessories line in partnership with Univision host Rodner Figueroa that offers bright prints and is geared toward the Latina shopper. Target executives also said that Hispanic millennial moms are the creative muse for its revamped baby campaign, which is a key element of the retailer's broader turnaround. One of the company's biggest and largest initiatives to court Hispanic shoppers starts on Sunday. This is a series of Spanish language ads highlighting phrases that do not have an English equivalent. It is Target's first ever advertising campaign focused only, exclusively, and solely on Latinos. They are unique to our Hispanic guests, said Luz Varela, a Target spokeswoman. By acknowledging that there are these feelings, these sentiments that they experience, we are helping these and every single one of our guests see Target in a new light. The advertising campaign and overall focus on Hispanic shoppers represent an effort and continue to position our brand in a way that is relevant to the mainstream. Given that, the nation's population continues to change. This is according to Varela. By the year 2016, Hispanics will constitute the second largest racial or ethnic group in the U.S. at 31%. This according to the Pew Research Center. However, it is not their explosive population growth that makes Hispanic shoppers a boon for retailers. It is their habits too, said Juan Carlos Davila, Senior VP of the Multicultural Center of Excellence and Market Research from Nielsen. Latinos often have a larger households and tend to cook more at home, so they are more likely to buy items like grains, cooking oils, and also fresh vegetables. They are also major buyers of beauty, baby, and kids products. They are driving a lot of categories that are declining with non-Hispanics, according to Mr. Davila. Major brands have been hip to this fact for some time now. Beauty companies like CoverGirl feature very specific product lines and ads generated toward the Hispanic market exclusively, with celebrities like Sofia Vergara. Colgate in the U.S. has been increasingly hawking its Fabuloso Cleaner brand, which is already very popular in Mexico. Target has already made efforts to reach the Hispanic market with bilingual signs by sponsoring Colombian racing driver Juan Pablo Montoya for a period. The leader in this area is Walmart, according to Ricky Echegaray, a partner at ad agency PM3 and an expert on marketing to Latino shoppers. In the year 2009, Walmart opened up a number of Latino-focused grocery stores called Supermercado de Walmart in areas such as Phoenix and Houston. The big box giant has also increased multicultural ad spending in recent years. This according to Ad Age. Walmart has been doing an amazing job compared to any other retailer, Mr. Echegaray said. However, Target may be catching up. The new spots are very, very, very well done, according to him. And the nods to a well-known Spanish lullaby, a tablet, and big family gatherings are clearly focused on U.S.-born Hispanics. U.S.-born Hispanics definitely want to hold on to their traditions, even as they share many interests with larger American population, said Stacy Kofkin, a principal in the Consumer and Shopping Marketing Group at IRI Worldwide. And this slice of the demographic is where the biggest growth is coming from. People try to bucket Hispanics, and you cannot do with that, Kofkin said, noting that the companies are best at luring Hispanic shoppers are those that tailor their marketing to different groups within the demographic. The bicultural bilingual group, for example, tends to be more digitally savvy and is willing to try new things and appreciates bilingual signage and marketing. Target's campaign fits this bill with Sin Traducción hashtag and an English voiceover at the end of the otherwise Spanish-only spots. It is very important that both manufacturers as well as retailers go out of their way to market to this particular group, Kofkin said. Every single study we do is either on Hispanics or millennials. They are the ones driving growth. Now, HBO Now will launch in April and will target customers who do not subscribe to pay TV, a service available only and exclusively on Apple devices. Apple recently signed on as the exclusive digital launch partner for HBO's forthcoming streaming video service. The company said Monday, marking the very first time the channel programming will be available to people who do not subscribe to pay television. HBO plans to roll out the brand new service, dubbed HBO Now, in early April, in time for the launch of the new season of Game of Thrones on April 12, 2015. HBO CEO Richard Plepler said Monday that this will cost $14.99 a month, which is roughly the same as adding HBO to a current paid TV subscription. Under the terms of the deal, people who want to sign up for the service will pay using their Apple login, which is the same on how they pay for songs on iTunes, and can access it through Apple TV, the company's streaming media box, or any other Apple device. Apple, as well as HBO, will market the product together, while HBO will handle customer service inquiries, according to a person familiar with the matter. The companies did not say how they will divide up revenue, however. This is a transformative moment for HBO, said Mr. Plepler recently. The move with Apple represents a bold break from HBO's longtime business model for its distribution itself in the U.S. exclusively through cable, satellite, as well as telecommunications companies, which shoulder the marketing, billing, and customer service costs. HBO typically and usually gets about half the money pay TV providers collect from customers every single month. HBO, just like any other in the media world, is calculating that it needs to venture beyond the traditional cable bundle to find its growth. Other companies, including CBS Corp, as well as Viacom Inc.'s Nickelodeon, have jumped into streaming video services that are not tethered to pay television subscriptions. Comcast Corporation's NBC Universal is planning a comedy streaming service for later this year, and consumers can stream a bundle of channels online through Dish Network Corporation's Sling TV service. HBO Now will offer over 2,000 titles from premium cable company, including current and past shows such as Game of Thrones, True Detective, Girls, The Sopranos, Sex and the City, as well as The Wire. Continuing along with Apple information, Apple CEO Tim Cook on Monday recently announced details for the very first product developed under his leadership, a watch that Apple hopes will transform the market of wearable technology. The company provided a sneak preview of the Apple Watch in September 2014, and shown it to fashionistas and even bought a 12-page advertising spread in Vogue magazine. However, fans and skeptics are very eager for more details. With a rectangular face of about 1.5 inches in the smaller of two sizes, the watch wirelessly tethers to an iPhone, measures heart rate, and can tap wearers on the wrist to signal new messages or appointments. The price will start at $349. Apple has said that the watch will launch in April, and speculations is rife of what capabilities from healthcare and fitness to navigation and entertainment will be included. Apple fans have been waiting for a new type of product for 5 years now, raising expectations solely. This is an open question, whether or not Apple, or anyone else for that matter, can create a new market for watches. The very first watches based on Google's Android software became available last year. Companies including Samsung, LG, Huawei, and Qualcomm collectively have not yet had a wearable unit. More companies are definitely expected to test the waters this year, including the possibility of Xiaomi technology, which is China's largest maker of smartphones. Meanwhile, the traditional watch brands such as Swatch are beginning to make timepieces that feature such activities tracking. Roughly 4.6 million smartwatches were shipped in 2014, according to research firm Strategy Analytics. Analysts estimate that Apple could sell anywhere from 10 million up to 32 million Apple Watches during the year 2015. By comparison, Apple sold about 15 million iPads in 2010 after an April launch. Apple will then have to tweak its stores to handle the watch. Mr. Tim Cook told the Telegraph newspaper recently. We'll be right back with more information after a message from our sponsors.